fire away with your questions.
All right, afternoon, everyone, or good morning, actually. It feels like it's afternoon, kind of early. All right, excited to be here today. It's a great time of year. We're fired up to get our basketball season started. I think we brought a really unique group in. We're excited. They're a mix. We've got a mix of some older players, some returning players, some incoming freshmen. We have quite a few international players, and so it's a unique roster. I think it's a roster that's a good foundation for the future of our program. We've got a lot of developing to do and a lot of growth that we're going to need to make. But we're working really hard, and they're a great group of young ladies. A few dates that I think I'd really like to point out today that if you guys could really push, I'd appreciate it. Monday's our opener. We have our kids game November 4th at 11 o'clock. So it's a unique opener. I've never opened at 11 o'clock in a kids game in my coaching career, but we're going to have a lot of kids in the building. Would love to get El Paso out to support our first game in the Dawn. And again, that's at 11 o'clock on Monday, November 4th against Tarleton State. Another date that's a big one that really ask you guys' help on this is November 10th. That's a Sunday. We're going to play Morehead State Sunday at 6 o'clock, and that's Kayla Thornton Day. And we're going to retire her jersey, and that's a day that we're going to celebrate her and recognize her. And I really want El Paso to come out that Sunday evening and see Kayla. Kayla will sign autographs. She's going to be around that day to interact with people, and I think it'll be a great opportunity for people to visit with Kayla and talk to her about her experience playing in the WNBA for 10 years, and then obviously being a WNBA champion and being on the New York Liberty team this year and then winning the whole thing. So I think that's going to be a fantastic event and night. So if you guys can really toot that and get that out there for me, I would appreciate it. Our season, we've got 3 parts to our season. You've got your preseason. November and December, we're going to work really hard in these 2 months to learn about our team and to develop and figure out who we are. And hopefully by January, we'll clearly have a clear picture of our rotations and our roles. There's just so much that we have to learn with having so many new players. We've got 8. So there's right now probably more questions that I have about our team than answers, but in the next 2 months, that's where we're going to learn a lot about our team and our players. And then obviously conference play, that'll fire up at the 1st of January. We've got a goal. We want to be in the top 4 of the conference, and that's going to be a goal that we're going to work hard towards. We're going to play hard. We're going to compete. We're going to get after it. We've been having really good workouts, and we're challenging this team. I think that the way you play the game is something that's very important to me, and that's always playing hard, being competitive, and being a team and playing together. And we're working really hard with that. And then the third part of the season will be postseason and playoffs come tournament time. And I think for me, what I'm going to judge is where we're at right now, and the growth that we make, and the key is that we get better. And obviously, you want to be playing your best basketball come March time. What can you expect to see from this team? I think our guards, we've brought in some kids that can shoot the basketball. We've got a nucleus of post players that I think that definitely I think have a chance to be really good. We've got a few of them that are a little green behind the ear. Sometimes they're going to do some things that you're going to go, oh, wow. And then there's going to be something you're going to go, that consistency factor is not there with some of them yet. But definitely the potential that they can evolve into something special. So, I think that that's, for me, it's going to be the growth and the development that this team makes and the improvement we make. Obviously, we want to win games, and we want to beat people, and winning's fun, and losing's not much fun. So we want to win, and we want to have some fun. and then we want to get better, and we want to build this foundation with this group, and then obviously adding some key recruits to bring in for the future, the next year, to just help us to then go from this level to this level to this level. So we're in a building stage with our program right now. I know it's year 2 for me, but in a lot of ways it feels like we started over. It's a start over year again because we have so many new faces and new people. But excited to be here. It feels great to be here. I'm looking forward to getting the Dawn, and we've had 2 competitive scrimmages that I think it was good for us, and Monday will be fun for us to put the real unis on and get it going. And again, I want to say thank you to everyone for their support. I really am excited, and I really ask that if you haven't bought your season tickets yet, get your season tickets purchased, and we need to fill up the Dawn and get it rocking in there. So, all right.
Like Coach Louisa last season,
Yes.
she kind of started to branch out, come out of the shell towards the end of season. What do you really hope to see from her this season?
Yeah, I think really with our four returners that played for us last year, Luisa and Dunya and Delma and Yvonne, we've got 4 players that played, and those 4 players are going to need to really come in and play well and produce and bring good leadership. With us having so many new players and being young, those 4 players that played a lot last year, it's going to be key that they're bringing it. I think Portia Adams is a transfer from Lamar that um, has a knack for putting the ball in the basket and can score, and I think she's a natural leader. She's got leadership skills. She's got a lot of personality. Everybody's going to know who Portia is because she's got a big personality, and she also can play. And I had a meeting with her yesterday, and I told her, I said, listen, we're going to go as you go. And I think that, a lot of times there's teams, you get 1 or 2 players on your team that how they are really affects how the team rolls. And Portia is a big part of that. And when she's had a bad practice, we've had a bad practice. But when she's had a good practice, guess what? We've had a good practice. And sometimes the good thing is Portia wants to be a leader. She likes that. Sometimes you have players that need to be the leader for your team, and that might not be what they really want to do. Portia likes that. It's a natural thing for her. And I said to her, listen, we're going to go as you go. And so I think that we've got an understanding with her. And that's, she's a transfer kid that came in, and she's got a really cool last name. I like her last name. We think we might be related. We don't know how, but we think we might be related. But she's a lot of fun, and I think fans are going to enjoy watching her play. And she's going to be very pivotal for our team too.
Coach, as you mentioned, kind of a unique roster. Just who are some of the players besides Portia, you talked about her a little bit, that are going to stand out this year that people should know about? What are their strengths?
Yeah, great question. So, we've got an interesting new class. I've been really impressed with Irene, point guard from Spain. She's a true freshman. I think the thing that I've really liked about her is her tenacity and her toughness and her work ethic. And she understands, like, sometimes players understand preparation and the importance of practice, and then some players sometimes don't. And that's where, as coaches, that's where we come in, and they got to understand it's in the prep. That's where you get your edge. That's where you put the hay in the barn. That's where you get everything ready. Irene has a great work ethic, and she understands. She's got a good motor. So I've been impressed with that. Mary Moses is a very intriguing young lady. She's a true freshman from Uganda. We kind of like players from Uganda. Jane was pretty good from Uganda, and Mary is she's got some talent, and she's got a chance. She's got a chance to be really good. She's got a lot of growth to do. There's a lot of learning there. You can tell she's a true freshman, and so there's some things that go with that. I mean, probably a little overwhelmed right now with the whole newness of college and being in the United States and being young. But talk about an athlete. She's a great athlete. She can really rebound it, and does some things that you go, oh, okay. So she's got some great potential there. Indax, a transfer from Cali County Community College, post player, got good size, good length. Got to get her a little stronger. Great personality, good work ethic. I think one of the things that I'm excited about is I think people are going to have fun getting to know our team and our players. Like we had a meet and greet the other night, and our kids talked and opened up and shared, and people really enjoyed it. There's some unique stories, there's some unique personalities, really good group, and they're a fun group. So I think that's going to be fun for Miner fans to get connected to us and get connected to our players, and then be a part of this process of watching this thing develop and evolve and grow as we take it moving forward.
With the popularity of the WNBA and everything that happened this year, do you think, well, of course, with the UTEP star and
Yeah.
champion, do you feel that it's going to be able to help you recruit more athletes in the United States, or are you just like that international flavor?
Well, I'll tell you what's going to help me recruit more players from the United States is our NIL, our collective. All right. Because of what happened with Caitlin Clark in college women's basketball in our March Madness a year ago, the NIL game has blown up in women's basketball. 2 years ago, what was happening with NIL in women's basketball? Not even close. But then 1 year later, after that evolved, and then how this thing's happened, we scrimmage a junior college a couple of weeks ago, and they have a post player on their team that's getting $150,000 NIL. All right, we scrimmage a Big 12 team, and every player on their team is getting $30,000 NIL. So our roster reflects that. All right, you get more NIL, you're going to have probably a little bit of different roster on that, more American players, because they're looking for that. So
how do you expect to beat that?
Well, that's where our fans. I mean, we had a function last night. I mean, we're getting ready to go into the Mountain West, and this is the new era that we're in. If I could choose by having it or not having it, I know what I would vote, but I don't get to vote, and this is the game that we're in. So, if we're going to get in the transfer portal this spring and go after a player that's in the portal, that's got numbers and that's proven themselves, we're going to need to have some NIL money to offer that player that's proven, that's got the stats, that's done it, because that's what's happening. So Miner fans all of our fans have got to understand that this is what we're going up against, and this is the new world that we're in. So I just hope people understand, and if your kids make you mad and you don't want to give them their inheritance, just give it to women's basketball. We'll take care of it. So.
Coach, as you mentioned, these next 2 months are really going to be about finding yourself, who your team is. What would you say in the early part of the season, where we're at right now, is the identity of the program?
Yeah, I think for us, it's our defense. We've been working really hard on our defense. I've been pushing this team really hard in practice. My mindset has been going in there and challenging them every day in practice. What we want is energy, toughness, and grit. It's those three things, and we're doing things in practice to really challenge them to develop that and grow that. So for us, it starts on our defensive end. I think for our offense, that's where we've got to find ourselves. We've got to get our timing with each other. We've got to understand each other's games. That's the learning curve, and that's where that takes more time. Defense is a mindset. It's a mentality. And so to me, it starts with our defense. I'm holding them to be accountable for a lot of things and just really trying to get them to pay attention to do the little things. When you're good at doing the little things, then other things really fall into place. Probably where I would grade our team right now, what I'm wanting them to improve and I've not been happy with, is probably our communication and talking. And now they can talk off the court. Like, I've seen them. They have a great time with each other. Like, we had a little food party one night for the football game. And I mean, these guys, they had so much vibe and chemistry with each other. It was awesome. We go to the football game, they're down on the sideline, they're tossing each other up in the air, and they've got this great energy with each other. But on the court, we're not emulating that as well. But I think that's where I've got to help them. We've got to learn our basketball vocabulary with each other down there. So I'm trying to get better. I got to be a better teacher, and it's almost like I need to make a list of these are the things we should be saying down there, and we need to rehearse it because I got to get them talking more. That's probably the thing I would say I'd grade us in not being happy with is our communication. But we'll get better at that. We'll get better at that.
Coach, more than half your roster, I believe, is international.
Yeah.
Just kind of what the reason behind that.
Well, a little bit about the NIL. That's part of it. And we've always liked international players. We've always done that. I do want to say this, like, for me, I like a balance. I don't want to be all this. My teams have never been all this or all this. My teams have always been a mix of everything. I love diversity. I love a blend. We've had two local players that played here that were impact players. Like, we need to get a good local player that's going to come in here and make a difference. I know that it starts at home. We've done that before. We'll work to do that in the future. Your kids from the United States, your internationals, your junior college, just that melting pot. That's always been my recipe is a melting pot and diversity. So.
Final question for me, just looking ahead to gameplay on Monday. Obviously, we don't have much to work with yet, but just initial thoughts on Charleston State.
Well, they've got about 7 kids back. I know their coach real well, Bill Brock. He's coached a long time, very good coach. They're gonna play really hard. They're gonna go out and they're gonna set a lot of ball screens. They've got some good size. They've got a post player that they look to go inside to a lot. I think for us it's gonna be about us taking care of the basketball, us having good composure, playing 40 minutes, playing hard, rebounding. And then obviously the game's kinder to the team that makes shots. So, we need to put the ball in the basket. But my goal for this team is for us to find some balance. We need to be able to score inside and outside. And then we've got to play really hard on defense and win boards and take care of the ball. And free throws always win games too. So we stress that a lot and work on that. But for me, it's going to be about how well we handle those adversity moments, And again, I think we'll go as Portia goes, So we need to have Portia ready to roll, and we'll go play hard for 40 minutes. And it won't be perfect. There'll be some ugly moments. It's early, But at the end of the day, it's working through all that and then closing it out, finishing strong, and getting the win.
Yeah, so here we go. We're 4 days away from opening day. We're excited about the season. Got a lot of guys back, added some new pieces, and excited, right? It's been a long journey. We've played in the Bahamas. We've played in Juarez. We've played in Chihuahua. We've played in Albuquerque. And Monday night, we finally get to play in the Dawn, right? So went over there this morning, man. They're putting the court down. And then getting everything ready. So exciting times, and looking forward to the season. Just a friendly reminder too, November 10th is Kayla Thornton Day. We're going to celebrate it. I got to meet Kayla the other day at the scrimmage, and Kayla could play for us right now. But Keitha's point, anytime you have a champion from your hometown, not just university, but hometown, it needs to be celebrated, right? So I'm with Keitha. We got to keep pushing that in the media because that's going to be an exciting day for her, and I know for women's basketball in our community.
2 exhibition games under your belt. Just what did you like from those competitions? What are you hoping to bring?
Yeah, we didn't get a whole lot out of the Chihuahua game. Just to be quite honest, the level of competition wasn't there. The experience was incredible. It was great for us to represent our university over there, and so there was a lot of good things that happened with that, and the relationships that we continue to build with our fan base south of us. So that was great, but the basketball wasn't good. Monday night was terrific. To play a team that's obviously picked second in the Mountain West and won the Mountain West Conference tournament the year before. And to go in there and play, the box score said over 10,000 people there. So a great environment. The first time in an exhibition game was incredible for us. So we got a good gauge of where we're at. and got to see some good things, got to see some things that we obviously need to improve on and have a week to improve on here in practice. But I thought the exhibition with New Mexico was terrific for us.
The end of last year felt like a little bit of a turning point. What do you need to do to build on that, and what makes this year successful?
Yeah, you got to keep the momentum going, especially early, right? I think it's important that we gain some momentum with our fan base and with our community and our university, the way we finished the season. And, we got to continue that hopefully early in the season to take advantage of that, right? And there's no secret, the Don's a lot tougher place to play when there's butts in the seats and it's crowded and there's a lot of passion. And, I think it's one of the best home court advantages in the country when there's people there, right? And so, we've got to continue to do our job of winning games. We struggled last year on the road. I don't want to keep bringing that up because it's a different team, right? And we've spent a lot of time. We had road game Fridays all summer where we took Friday off campus and tried to handle that. We've obviously, again, been to the Bahamas, Chihuahua, and Juarez, again, taking our team to in Albuquerque to try to get better on the road. And we're going to have an opportunity against Utah Valley early in the season to go on the road. But, I think that's one thing that we've got to get better. We were really good the first year on the road, and we struggled, obviously, the last 2 years on the road. And it's difficult to win on the road. In college athletics, we've got a lot of great environments, non-conference and conference play, tough places to play, but we got to figure that out. And I think we did later in the year, and hopefully that carries over.
How important is the message that I see on T-shirts at practice about the 10 minutes and how, has it fit into the understand that they were 10 minutes away from going to the
Yeah, it's a friendly reminder, but I mean, we coach at UTEP, right? Like, I was laughing with Coach Patino about that the other night in New Mexico. They were just like, I think we finished fourth last year, if I'm correct, tied for fourth in league play. They kind of finished that way in the Mountain West, and then they made the run to the conference tournament championship, and they won it, right? And got to go to the NCAA tournament. We lost in the championship game, and so they're hanging banners. And you look at both programs, when you're the head coach at UTEP, they don't celebrate conference championship losses, right? You walk in that gym and facility, there's so much tradition and history, and they only hang banners for championships. And so it's just a friendly reminder to our guys that if you want to be remembered here, you got to win championships. You got to get to the NCAA tournament. It's the objective and goal here at UTEP every single season. And so we were 10 minutes and 33 seconds away. So it's just a reminder each and every day from the summer to the fall that we're fighting for those 10 minutes and 33 seconds. Now, it's a new journey, right? It's a new team. It's a new journey. It's a new season. We've got a tough competitive league. There's no guarantees that we're going to be back in that game. But I think you as a coach, you just got to find different ways to motivate. I think it's a big reason why 9 guys came back on this team is to, there's some unfinished business they feel that they want to try to achieve. And so, again, it's just another way to try to motivate. You're always trying to find ways to motivate these young men. And it was just a daily reminder that we could wear on our shirt and they could wear on their shirt that, again, we're fighting for those 10 minutes and 33 seconds because ultimately our job here is to hang banners.
Coach, you mentioned there's some things that you want to see right come Monday. So what are those adjustments that you would like to see?
Yeah, coming out of the exhibition against New Mexico, I think there were some things obviously we did well, some things we have to work on. I wasn't really pleased with our offensive play. We've spent a ton of time on that in the summer and fall because it's something we have to get better at, is scoring the basketball. I heard Keitha say that. When you make shots, it makes the game a whole lot easier, and it makes you look like a better coach when you can make shots. And I was a little discouraged with our offense. We were much better in the second half than we were the first half. I think that was the first time we'd seen that level of competition. I think we settled into it. But I want to see us better offensively. I think this team's going to shoot the ball a lot better. Obviously, we went 10 from 11 from the free throw line. That was encouraging. We got to get there a lot more. I really think we have to make a jump offensively this season, and it starts obviously on Monday. We got our butt kicked on the glass the second half. Rebounding is a big concern for me with this team. We did a great job the first half. We did in the second half. That's going to be something that we're going to be, talking about all season, I fear, and hopefully for the positives, not the negatives, but it's something that we've got to improve on. But more importantly, I just want to us to go out there and experience the Dawn, right? We've traveled a bunch, and we've got some new guys. It'll be their first time to ever play in front of the Dawn, in front of our fans, and so excited that they get to experience that. And then obviously I know the returners are excited to play in front of our fans. But, the biggest thing is winning, right? We got to win the game. We can't look ahead, right? Sul Ross is an opponent and a capable opponent. They will come in here. They have some kids, I think, from the community. If I haven't looked at their roster yet, but and they have a former player. I was told yesterday, Cam Clardy, who played for us 2 or 3 years ago, is playing for them. So anytime those teams come in, they're motivated. This is their Super Bowl, and so obviously we have a lot of work to do in the next 4 days to get ready for them.
You had 4 returning And you also have Devin Barnes. Can you just speak about what he brings to the table that maybe
Yeah, he might not start if he keeps guarding the way he guarded Monday night. We might change that up. But Devin is a proven player, right? He's won everywhere he's been, from high school to junior college to last year at Tarleton. I think they were picked ninth in the conference at Tarleton last year, and they finished second in league play. He averaged 14 points a game. He shot 40% from the three. I think he had 90 assists and 30-something turnovers, so he values the basketball. And again, he's just a winner, right? He makes, in baseball terminology, he hits the single all the time, right? He's not looking to hit home runs. And there's a comfort level as a coach when you have a player like that. So, and then he's a leader. We have a bunch of leaders in our locker room. We have 5 seniors that obviously are going to lead us this year. And then you have David Terrell, who's grown into that leadership role. And I think Devin is right there with him. And so he gives us another guard on the floor that can make good decisions and can obviously score the basketball. And again, a proven player. He's proven it in the WAC that he's that he can play at this level. And I'm excited about him. I think if he plays the way that he's capable of playing for us, he could be an all-conference type player, right? When we talk about March, and if we want to have the season we want to have, he needs to play at that level. And so excited about him. I know he's excited to be at UTEP too. He's from El Paso. He was born here. Military kid, went to elementary school here, and so I know, him being back. I know he's real excited. He was actually at the help me out, Derby. I think it was Memphis, right? Memphis UTEP in the championship game in 2012 or something, maybe like that. And his uncle played for Memphis, and so he was here. He's seen the energy, he's seen the dawn, and obviously grew up around it. So I know Monday night will be big for him.
KJ Thomas, he came in the game and just,
Yeah.
I don't remember exactly what run it was, but he came in and started making some shots. Can you just speak about, obviously still, he's a freshman. He's coming in making things happen. What do you hope to see from him?
Yeah, freshman years are tough, right? They're roller coaster years. There's ups and downs, but again, a little bit like sound redundant here, but he's a winner, right? He won a ton of games in high school. He's a great kid to coach. He takes coaching. He gets better each and every day. He's got a great mom and dad. His high school coach just passed away Monday night of brain cancer. He got diagnosed late January last year before they made the state tournament run, and passed away. Monday was tough, right? I got a phone call about 4 o'clock in the morning in Albuquerque, and KJ was really close. In fact, he flew back home today. The funeral's tomorrow. So for him to handle all that and then go play the way he did Monday night, the first time to be on the floor in an incredible environment, obviously very passionate fan base there, with a lot of adversity and a lot of things going on, to get thrown in the fire like that. I thought he handled it well. I think he played 15 minutes. And he never turned the ball over one time. And Dent, who was guarding him, has a chance to be the Mountain West Player of the Year. So we threw him in the fire for sure. I thought he handled it well. He was actually in the game towards the end. He closed the game because I think half our team had fouled out. We didn't have a whole lot of choices, but those opportunities are good for him, right? And I think KJ is going to be a special player for us. We knew that when we recruited him. I think he will earn minutes this year. And then what he does with those minutes will determine the rest. But he's going to be a good player for us this year. And then down the road, I think he has a chance to be a really, really good player.
If you have the type of season you want to have, what will it look like?
Oh, that's a great question. Got to win on the road, right? I think that's a big thing for us. We got to protect home floor. We got to win here at the Dawn, and we got to win on the road. I think when you start looking at things, I think rebounding is going to be important all year. We just don't have the length and size, losing Tay and Zid. They were bigger guards. We're a little bit smaller this year. I think rebounding is going to be key for us. And then can we score the basketball? We're going to play defense. I think people understand that, know that. We turned New Mexico over 25 times the other night, and that's a veteran team, and it should have been 30 turnovers if we'd have gone for 2 hands instead of 1 on some stuff. But we got to be able to score the basketball. So I think the 3-point line percentage, can we make more threes this year than we have in the past? Rebound in the basketball, value in the basketball, assist to turnover ratio. We only turned it over 11 times the other night. That's a positive. That's moving in the right direction. That's something that had to get fixed. So I think all those things. And then, Brett, I think our veterans have to play like veterans, right? We have some kids that have been in our program 4 years, 3 years. We have a lot of guys back with 2 years. We have a lot of experience. We have 5 seniors. We're an older team in some regards. So they got to play like veteran players, right? And so I think all those will play into it.
Do you feel you have enough big men for downstairs to be able to get the rebound?
Yeah, I like our bigs. I do. They're different, right? Kevin Kalu, obviously, I think is one of the best defensive players in the country. The way he guards a ball screen is as disruptive as anybody in the country. And that's what makes us special defensively. And we don't talk about that enough. He does all the stuff that nobody talks about in the media. We'll never write about him in the media, right? But everything he does affects winning. And of course, he wants to score the basketball more. What kid doesn't, right? But he does all those things that are unselfish, that are about winning in our program. And we celebrate Kevin Kalu every day in our program. Probably don't celebrate him enough publicly, but Kevin's been in our program 4 years, and he's got to do a good job of not fouling this year. In the exhibition, he had 2 fouls in the first minute because he's important to us being on the floor. So, and then you got Derek Hamilton, who I think when he's in shape, which he's not right now, he's got to get in better shape as we progress. He played 12 minutes the other night and was 5 for 7 from the floor. Right, he can really score the basketball. He's got great hands, great feet. Really played well for us down the stretch last year, which was a big reason for our run. He's got to continue to work on his conditioning, but when he does, he can be a factor out there. So I like both of those guys. And then we're figuring out, Baba's coming along. He had surgery right when we got back from the Bahamas. So he's just right now getting back to practice. Last week was kind of his first time to really go live and practice. So he's obviously a work in progress. We've added DC, a junior college transfer, late in the summer. So he missed all summer, but we're trying to integrate him. He didn't play the other night, but he's moving in the right direction that we can maybe put him in there and play some small ball with. But, I like Derek and Kevin. They obviously have a ton of experience, and I'm very comfortable with both those guys.
Anything else, Coach?
Appreciate it.